What's going on? As I always say, what's happening? Welcome back to another episode of School's Guilty Pleasures. You know who the special guest is. What's happening, brother?
What's happening, bruh? What's going on, school, man?
Hey,
Good seeing you.
it's good to be seen, brother, as they say.
Absolutely, man. Good to be a guest on School's Guilty Pleasures, man. It's been a while.
Yes. I'm very happy to have you on, man. You know, it's always a pleasure to have the God in the
Yeah.
show on here.
Oh man, nah, you too kind. It's been fun though. For those who don't know, I produce the show,
Yeah.
so I'm involved behind the scenes, but not on mic or on camera. I'm proud of you, man. You've been doing a great job. I told you that Joyride episode. I was in the background, like, man, I'm about to just jump in here, but you know, the school shit. Respect to the creator. But that was a good conversation, man. I wanted to jump in and get my 2 cents and stuff like that. But you've been doing your thing, brother. You've been doing your thing, and I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
I know you got a ton of movies in the arsenal, so I'm excited to be on this one. This was kind of, you know, I don't want to say I nudged you to do it, but I recommended, hey, given the time of year, this might be a good one to talk about because we both rock this movie.
Yes, definitely. If you haven't seen, we're talking about Dutch. The I don't want to say it's a I know we're going to say it's a classic, but it's more of a cult classic.
It's 100% a cult classic. Yeah, it's a definition of cult classic.
Yeah, and I believe, and you can touch base if you want to, but I definitely believe it's because of who wrote this movie is why it's a cult classic. John Hughes.
Well, I think it's who wrote this movie is why it's quote unquote failure.
Yeah, both. I mean,
it plays both sides, the gift and the curse, for sure.
Yes, because we talking. If you don't know, we talking about John Hughes, man. John Hughes is a fucking legend up until he died in 2009. Gone too soon. But he wrote 16 Candles, The Breakfast Club, Home Alone, both of them. Beethoven's First, Second, Third. Like he has so many.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Planes, Trains, Automobile, Uncle Buck.
Come on.
He wrote Home Alone. Yeah, he wrote Home Alone, National Lampoon's Vacation, Great Outdoors, Christmas Vacation.
Yep.
101 Dalmatians, the one with
Flubber.
Glenn Close. Flubber. Yeah, man. John Hughes is an absolute legend.
Yeah, he even went back into the Home Alone bag and did 3. And I like 3.
I haven't seen 3 in years.
I'm a fan of 3, so but
I haven't seen 3 since 85, bro.
Mom's own 3. I don't know if we forced her to buy that, but she definitely owned 3 for some reason, man. For some reason.
100%.
Yeah.
100%, man.
But
speaking of John Hughes, this film I guess it's in the same universe.
Yep.
As a few of his movies. What was it? I thought I had it written down somewhere. Maybe I don't. But I know it was in the same universe as like 16 Candles or maybe something of that nature. Or Career Opportunities, Curly Sue, and Home Alone.
Yep.
So all of these things happen in that same universe.
And that's funny. I wrote that in trivia because I was like, I know Rich gonna like this.
No, you know I was just about to say, that's my shit, man. When they find a way to blend worlds, them old ABC sitcoms back when like Uncle Phil would be on Family Matters and crossover, Urkel would be on Step by Step. That was my shit.
Yes, definitely remember the Family Matters Full House crossover episode.
Yeah, that's what Urkel and the twins and all that.
Yeah,
or not the twins, but I forget Mary-Kate and Ashley's name on the show. It's been a minute since I watched Full House.
Michelle, but it's all good.
Michelle, there you go. Appreciate you, man. That's why you. That's why you, man.
Listen, first off, before we really get started, I just want to shout out, the fam, the Culture Garden. Ray Pizzle was happening. We got y'all.
Always the GOAT.
Yes. MJ in 96. You hear me? 72 and 10 when you got Ray P on the roster.
Yeah, Ray P a bad motherfucker, man.
That's a fact. Also want to shout out to the good brothers, Maurice.
Spike, man.
Maurice
and Spike. Spike Lou, man. Good earners. Another week in the books.
Yes, another week in the books.
Man. That's my favorite podcast. Straight up, man. That's elevated conversation amongst black men, black women. You know, everybody's involved.
Yeah.
So it's not, but it's exclusively for that. And man, just incredible conversations. Anybody I get a chance to tell, I will tell them to listen to it, man. It's almost like therapy for the week.
Yes.
It's like real nigga church. So I'm not getting the spiritual word there, but I'm getting my manly word, man. It's, everything I need to be a better person. So shout out to them. Shout out to them, man. And I know you said we got y'all, but we got y'all just started back up with rap shit. Rachel and myself just released an episode. It covered the first 3 episodes, and it's about 2 hours long. So we made sure we gave y'all some nice content to make up for our little delayed start. But we'll be coming weekly from this point on, and we'll go from there. But shout out to y'all, man. You and Rachel. Y'all my dogs, man. I'm proud of y'all.
Shout out to you for the availability that you make for all of those podcasts, because this nigga is part of all that shit he just said. He just being humble, but I ain't gonna allow all that. But yeah, shout out to you for that, brother, for sure. Making us better, because bruh, it's times where I let shit slip and you'll give me a call like, yo, did you reach out to shit, yeah. Ain't did shit. So my nigga.
I know you, bruh. I know you.
Yeah, and sometimes that's bad. Sometimes, man, this nigga know me better than I know myself. This shit's crazy.
I was frustrated too.
Yeah. Anyway.
Oh man, my dog.
Yes. Back to Dutch.
I was just about to say, who was the film directed by?
It was directed by Peter Fairman. I believe I think that's Peter Fairman.
Oh, Peter Fairman. Peter Fairman.
Peter Fairman, hey, in the words of John Hughes, never gonna work here again, because he canceled him and Ed O'Neill. It's a famous story that Ed O'Neill tells about, like, during this time. For those who don't know, Ed O'Neill is top dog. He has a sitcom called Married with Children, one of the longest sitcom runs of all time. It didn't even get a final episode for real. Like, they did him dirty, like the Wayans brothers.
That's crazy, because it was 10 seasons. So how do you not give a 10-season running sitcom that's nuts.
Yeah. So, but during this time, he was top dog, and John Hughes thought that they would work together a lot. He really called it. Basically, Ed O'Neill said John Hughes was calling him every day, acting like they was best friends. As soon as this movie dropped and it bombed, he said he never heard from him again, ever. Mm-hmm. And same for Peter. Said they never heard from John Hughes again, bro. That's insane.
That's wild. That's wild. But it made sense, because John Hughes, we mentioned the resume. Mm-hmm. It was kind of almost like printing money. If John Hughes movies hitting the box office, then
yes,
you're going to make a return. I have a very obvious reason as to why it failed at the box office. I don't know if you're ready to get into release date or budget or anything like that, but
yeah, for sure. Let's get into the synopsis. The synopsis for me is nigga, just a normal 9-to-5 working guy met a rich young lady, and she has a son, and he's a teenager, and my goodness, he's just trying to do the stepdad thing. He's trying to be a good guy, and his lady needs him to pick up his son, so that's what he does, and it's a road trip. And as they say, 2 men never get to know each other better than on a road trip. I don't know about that, but
that's what they say, man. Yeah, I shout out to the Skool synopsis. You know what I mean? The Coast Guard, we get a regular synopsis. I like hearing the Skool synopsis, like a nigga that
yeah, bro. That's that stepdad shit. When I first told you about it, like, this is just one of them you meet. If you ever date a lady and she has a kid, bro, like, it's certain shit you just you gotta do.
Let me ask you, and I know we don't use these terms, especially you in your household. You don't use the term stepfather.
No,
but you are a stepfather. You have a child who's not biologically yours.
Yes.
Do you think your experience would have been similar if she was a boy? You know what I mean? Because like it's a daughter, so it's a little bit different. You think because
absolutely,
okay.
Absolutely, and
because I know you, bro. I already know how you get. I know how your temper can get, and I can only imagine a 13-year-old boy just testing you like that.
Yeah, it would be definitely different. Also, though, it's about age that matters because when I first came into Peyton's life, she was 6. You feel me? Like, so
Yeah,
that's different compared to 16, 13. Like,
yeah,
now
that's a
I
good
know
point.
you. I know for a fact you ain't my daddy, nigga. Like, who you think you talking to? Like, what? So, nah, man. God is good.
Hey man, hey man, God is good. Shout out to One Night in Miami.
Yes, yes.
But look, so let me. I know your next thing is going to be the release date.
Okay.
So this is why this movie failed. Whose idea was it to put a Thanksgiving out on July 19th? This movie came out
Bruh.
July 19th, 1991. Like what?
91. Yep.
What?
Yep. This is
Like
definitely.
I've heard you can hear about the month earlier. You know, sometimes a Halloween movie might drop at the beginning of October or late
Mhm.
September, or your Christmas movie start rolling in November, you know, mid-November or so, even before Thanksgiving. But that's technically the holiday season. It's okay to drop in that window. Like, why would you put out a movie? And I know it's Thanksgiving break,
Yeah.
but it does play a theme in this film.
Yeah,
You know what I
absolutely.
mean? So
It
why do you
plays.
do that in the middle of the summer? Like it doesn't. Why I would not want to see this movie in the middle of the summer.
You know what else this movie does? That now that you just bringing this up, it it kind of feels like it doesn't know what holiday it wants to be a part of. Like the fireworks scene. Like,
Mm.
why? What is the purpose of that?
I think so. I think some of that is just
Him trying to be
we
cool.
live in. So all right. So he made the point of fireworks are illegal in Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
Same way here in Ohio, where the school
Yeah.
and myself are from. There's not fireworks shops like that, like the one they saw in Tennessee. Versus if you
Yeah.
drive to Indiana, there's a
Oh, it's
ton of.
on. Yep.
And if you've never been, for those of you who live in a state like us, Ohio, where you don't have those huge firework shops, once you go in there, it's a big thing. Even if you ain't into fireworks, you're like, you know what, I'm gonna get a couple firecrackers just because it's
Yep.
that kind of thing. So I think it was one of those what kid doesn't like fireworks? This is gonna be a bonding moment.
Yeah.
Um, I don't think I never really thought of Fourth of July. I just thought of being a kid and going on certain road trips and remembering seeing those big fireworks signs. And as a kid, I always wondering, like, oh, can we stop? Can we stop? Knowing we wasn't even gonna fire no fireworks. I don't know.
Wasn't
I
gonna
think
do
that was
it,
just a thing. I think
bruh.
that was just a thing, man. But
This, yeah, I agree. I know what you mean, and just like you said, they had to have that him giving an effort, binding moment, 13-year-old boy who doesn't like fireworks, like because there's that moment in the car where he opens the door like he was
yeah,
gonna go in. So yeah, I
a
get it.
few times. There's a few
Hmm.
times where he wanted to do it, and I know we keep saying that the movie bombed. The budget was 17 million and it made 4.6 million. So it absolutely, even today's standards, then standards,
Yeah,
for a John Hughes movie not to even clear 5 million is crazy.
yeah, and that's one of those things that I'm thinking. I was what, 2, you were 4.
Four,
Like, we
yeah,
don't know the extent of a John Hughes film besides Home Alone, because Home Alone was so big. I remember Home Alone, but does John Hughes have enough pull to do that in July to be like, you know what? I'm John Hughes. I'm
I
releasing
don't,
this, and I'm releasing this July. Who gonna say something to me?
I don't think many movies have that pull. It's cool if it's not a thing, and I know, like I said, I know it's not a Thanksgiving movie. It's more of a road trip
Hmm.
bonding type of movie. But if you look at John Hughes' own resume, Planes, Trains, Automobiles, it's the same movie for real.
Hmm. That's what Roger Ebert was on him about.
Yeah, it's the
You,
same movie. It's about Thanksgiving. Two guys don't like each other trying to get home for the holidays for
yeah.
Thanksgiving,
Okay.
and
So
it's the same exact type of thing. So that's the reason why John Hughes didn't direct this film.
yeah, yeah.
He was set to direct it and have John Candy be the lead actor to be Dutch
You,
Dooley,
you
but he
know
was
who
like,
else? You know who else I seen was supposed to be in this?
"Who?
Mel Gibson.
You know how I feel about Mel Gibson, man. I'm
Hey,
glad he wasn't because
I
I love
got
this movie too much, and if Mel was in it, I couldn't love it no more. Because
I got weak. I'm like, damn, they was gonna have Mel Gibson. It's a long list of people though.
would you
I'm
want to talk about it
surprised.
now or later?
I'm surprised Bruce Willis wasn't considered. But you know what? I think back to that July thing. I think that has a lot to do with Ed O'Neill being on the sitcom. Think about trying to get him to do press runs in September while the show's going on. You know what I mean? Like summertime, I feel like he might have.
So here's the thing, Skool.
Go ahead.
You a writer, bro. Change it till you picking them up for summer break. Like something, like just adjust. You know what I mean? Like you can adjust to still make the same movie. It didn't. Here's the thing. It didn't have to be Thanksgiving. Y'all made it that way. So why did you choose to drop it in July? And there has to be a story behind it, and I'd love to find out and read up on it. Because I would think even the studio wouldn't think that, unless, like you said, Skool, this is John Hughes, nigga. This nigga can drop anytime and it's gonna be gold. Like he ran out. We're even too young too young for this part. But John Hughes ran the 80s. Like he just ran that decade. So this is 91, fresh off the 80s. Like, let's keep this thing rolling.
Yep.
Fresh off Home Alone. Home Alone made a bajillion dollars.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did. Still one of my favorites.
Yeah, man. So I don't know, man. I don't know. It was just a weird thing. I just think that had a lot to do with people not. I would love to go back in time and drop this November 11th, 1991.
Yeah.
And just see what kind of numbers it does.
Yeah, man, probably something crazy. Probably, definitely.
I was just about to say, and Married with Children's on the air at the time, so you doubling up. You already seeing them, and that's back when you had to watch these shows. There's not a bunch of options.
Yep.
You know, these network television, these network cable programs had these network shows, and that was it. So you knew Tuesday at 8:00, I'm watching Martin, or I'm watching The Living Single, or I'm watching Married with Children, or Friends, or all the above.
Facts.
So yeah, that's a crazy part, man. That's a crazy thing.
All right, let's get into some of the cast members. I don't know how far you got into it. I have
real quick.
Go ahead.
Just to tell the people out there, if you want to watch Dutch, I'm holding it up right here. I got it on DVD.
Gotta own it.
Gotta own it because this is my movie. But if you want to watch it, it is streaming on Max right now.
Max. Hey, Max is like 10 for 10, man.
They got everything. They bought all the companies. Put them all under one roof.
Jeez. All right, so back to the cast. We have Jo Beth Williams as Natalie Standish, Christopher McDonald as Reed Standish. First off, that nigga's a school guilty pleasure legend.
All-star.
Shooter McGavin, if you don't know who he is, amongst, I would say Shooter McGavin is one of the top 25 assholes of all time. He's a legend.
So is Reed.
Yeah, and Reed. Yeah, so talk about typecast.
I was just about to say that, bro. Like, I don't think I've ever paid attention to Christopher McDonald being typecast.
Yeah.
Until I was taking notes for this movie. I'm like, yo, he mad. Like, he's always this guy.
Yeah.
But he's an asshole, but you like him.
But you
don't hate him. Now, well, let me take that back. I'm not gonna say you like him, but you don't hate him like you should.
Yeah. Yeah.
Certain people, you like, oh man, fuck this guy. Chris McDonald just kind of like, oh man.
I got Ari Myers as Brock, and the all-star, another SGP all-star, E.G. Daly as Haley. E.G. Daly, of course, is the voice actress of Tommy Pickles from Rugrats. If you didn't know that, now you know. She is a legend.
She also she was in Pee-wee's Big Adventure, wasn't she?
Yeah. She was.
She was in Pee-wee's Big Adventure, but not, of course, for us.
Yes,
Pickles is definitely above that.
Definitely part of our childhood,
for sure. Did you say how far did I get on the cast?
Yeah.
So obviously Ed O'Neill, who we mentioned, is Dutch Dooley, and then you have Ethan Embry. Back then he was going as Ethan Randall. He played Doyle Standish, the kid. He was 13 at the time. It's funny because years later they would be on Dragnet together. They had one season together as police partners.
It's crazy.
So that was just ironic. And then I had to give a couple shout outs to some different people. I got L. Scott Caldwell, who is the black unhoused woman towards the end of the movie when they get to the I don't want to call it a group home, but the Center for Misplaced Families.
Yes.
She played Carol Carter in Insecure. Shout out to We Got Y'all again. And she's been in some other stuff. She's been in Queen Sugar. She's kind of like a recurring actor. And then you also have Billy Sly Williams. Billy Sly Williams was in this movie. He was the guy on the bus with the boombox.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
just want to shout him out because he was in the episode of Martin, season 4.
yeah.
The episode when Martin was trying to manage Pam's cousin.
And,
He was the dude she was
yeah,
trying to sign to. Yeah, I just had to shout him out because of our love for Martin. Skool got on a Martin hoodie right now. You know what I mean? So
it's
it
crazy.
was only right to do so. It was only right to do so.
Yes.
Billy Sly Williams.
So I'm looking at my awards, and the only award that I have is the young man. I can't remember what's his name. Ethan Embry.
Yeah.
He won the award for like best young new artist, not artist, excuse me, young actor award.
I saw that too.
I don't know if his career turned out as well as he thought it would, but hey.
I don't really know anything else that he was in. I can't name it off the top of my head. And
The only thing else that I know he was in, which is another what about movies, is damn, what's the joint with Reese Witherspoon?
Sweet Home Alabama.
Sweet Home Alabama. Yeah, he played a husband, if I'm not mistaken, Billy Ray or whatever his name was.
Yeah, he was in Vegas Vacation. I'm looking up his stuff right now. He was in That Thing You Do. So he's been in some stuff. I got to go back and kind of see what he's been up to.
Yeah, okay.
I don't think there's anything that I would necessarily say I'm a fan of, but a couple things that have been on my list. But Sweet Home Alabama, I haven't seen that in years.
Yeah, that's one of my joints. I fucks with that.
Oh, snap. He in your show and Pop show, man. Once Upon a Time.
Yeah, he does play. Okay, yep.
So
I know.
His name's Greg Mendel.
I know he is. Dirty some bitch.
Oh shit. Oh snap!
Oh, shit. So we have the category. It sounded like you kind of was dibbling dabbling in it.
Well, real quick before we get, I want to kind of jump back to the actor conversation because I saw some other names who were considered for Dutch Dooley.
Yeah.
And there was one in particular that really caught my eye, and it really made me think he'd do a good job.
Okay.
Do you have the list by chance? Because I want to see, if you do, I want to see who you think I'm thinking of.
Okay, so on this list that I have Tom Hanks, Jim Belushi, Robin Williams, John Goodman, Bill Murray, and Mel Gibson. Those are the people that I have.
You have Tim Allen as well. Now, John Belushi, not Jim.
See, mine says Jim.
One of the Belushi brothers.
Okay.
No, because Jim was already, passed.
No, Jim is the one that's alive. John, the one.
I'm sorry, with John. I'm sorry, with Jim. My apologies.
Yeah.
My apologies.
Yes.
But yeah, out of those actors, who do you think I thought would be a great fit for this role?
So you're either going to say Robin Williams or John Goodman.
John Goodman.
Yep.
John Goodman's who I had.
Those are the two that I would pick. I would pick either those two. I feel like Robin might have go a little bit over the edge with the, sometimes he can get a little, wacky, but John Goodman probably would have been perfect.
But I really love Ed O'Neill in this. I wouldn't trade him for any of those actors on the list, but if I were, it would be John Goodman because I think Ed O'Neill did such a great job that I can see John Goodman doing the same thing, playing it kind of like that straight and narrow.
Yeah.
I think he can kind of give you a little bit goofy. He also had a smoking hot sitcom at the time. So a lot of those similarities. But for some reason, John Goodman, when I look at that list, his name stood out. Like, you know what? I can see this going down.
Now, here's what I'll say about that is John Goodman kind of plays Dutch Dooley on Roseanne, but Ed O'Neill is definitely creating another character when he's Dutch. Like Dutch, they have similarities, but just like they are so different. And I don't know if I've never noticed until I watched this again that like Al Bundy has a different voice about him. Like he doesn't even talk like this. So
this is definitely adult, grown up.
Yes.
Been through some things.
Yeah.
Worked hard to get here. Blue collar.
Yes.
Dutch Dooley is all of that. He personifies that.
Yeah. Al Bundy had realized that his life was pretty much over. He just said, fuck it. This is my life.
Dutch never sold shoes.
No, never. Hell no.
Nah, he definitely worked with his hands for sure.
Oh shit, now that's good. But yeah, I was going to say, what would you do to make this movie better?
I would release it around November.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think the movie. I didn't dig too deep into it because the movie is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I love it. I enjoy it. I have a lot of nostalgic ties to it. You know,
Yes.
being grandmother Cynthia. This was something me and her, and ironically, Beethoven. This and Beethoven and Little Giants were the three movies we would have on repeat whenever I want to go see my grandmother. So,
Yeah.
that's the reason I've known about this film forever. And Skool, outside of you and me, I don't really think I've talked to many people about it. Shout out to Brian. He was on the Culture Garden last week on our American Gangster episode. You had teased the movie on that episode and just kind of gave the description. And he texted me afterwards and said, "Hey, what movie you guys doing next week for School's Guilty Pleasures?" And I said, "Dutch." And he was like, "I love that movie." We tried to get him on here. He was a little tied up. It is Thanksgiving week and a lot of busy schedules. But yeah, other than that, I've never really heard people talk about it. So I wouldn't really say much of anything to make it better. Yeah.
I would agree. I would agree to that. Now, the only the place where you release it, yeah, but you also kind of you might need something different. Like, because like you said, this is planes, trains, and automobiles. Like, you gotta do something different. You know what I'm saying? Like, there has to be something. But who's gonna tell John Hughes that? You feel me? Who gonna?
Well, yeah, and I get it. You mentioned Roger Ebert earlier, because if you look at it from the outside, it looks like John Hughes was just taking everything that was successful and combining them and mashing them together. So it was kind of, I hate to call somebody like John Hughes lazy. So that's a little bit extreme, but there wasn't the best effort put forward. I mean, I give him credit, I guess, for combining them and not just straight ripping it off. So let's take everything good about planes, trains, automobiles and mix it with a child actor like Home Alone, and let's see what we get in that world.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Like you said, something else could have happened. I just don't know what that would have been.
And that's it. And even in those, in it kind of goes back to that conversation I had about glitter. It's like when you lean into the cliche, you have to have somebody that stands out. Like, and you know, Ed O'Neill did stand out, but now we got to get people here to see it, and nobody wants to see this.
What you just made me think of something. I'm not thinking about what can make the movie better, but originally, and I'm sure this is before the box office numbers, there was supposed to be a sequel to this film.
I did.
What is that? Now, I want to ask you, what's that sequel look like? Do you know? Like, what's the premise behind that?
I do not.
So it has to. You have to tie in the wedding.
Okay.
Somehow, some way.
Okay, I'm there.
And there might be something almost like a hangover type of thing, where something happens to where these two need to get Dutch to the wedding. You know what I mean? I think they keep the same element of them having to be on the road and go through some crazy adventures.
Yeah.
And I don't know, maybe it's we saw the racy cars in the first one. Maybe Dutch thought it was a good idea to take them on a mini bachelor trip or bachelor party, and something goes crazy and they have to get back in time for the wedding, and there's some bumps and I don't know. I'm just throwing shit at the wall hoping it sticks. This is all off the top of the dome.
I was thinking about them two prostitutes.
Yeah, and that's what you could do. Like, so for some reason I just thought of Beverly Hills Cop. When they made the sequel, they tried to include some of the stuff. So get the fuck out of here. I can't remember the guy's name, man. That actor who played that, but he came back and replayed his role. I can see them running into the prostitutes and having a little scene like that. There's a lot of moments you can get to.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. That was just off the top of the dome. I just thought of that when you mentioned it, and it made me want to ask you.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, man. You
What?
be
I
thinking.
watch a lot of movies, man. Listen, there's a lot of stuff I just be trying to mash up.
All right. So I already asked you what would you do to make this film better. All right, best scenes, best moments. What you got?
You want me to start off?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. I got a nice little amount, more than what you would think for Dutch.
Okay.
But just to keep it simple, a lot of them are some simple scenes. This is one, the intro scene for Dutch and Doyle.
Yeah.
Just letting us know exactly who they are. Dutch is in this room. He doesn't stand out. I mean, excuse me, he stands out because he's not like one of them.
Right.
He doesn't play the game. He's there for his girl. Sets the tone when he talks to Reed. Like, you know what I mean? I know that was personal, a private conversation, but this one's personal too. You heard her, and I hit you so fucking hard, your dog will bleed.
Bleed. You
Like,
hear
let
me?
him know what time it is, all of that. And then obviously Doyle just being a very Ethan Embry, just chef's kiss for the level of asshole.
Yes.
13-year-old teenage kid asshole. Like, that's the next level. That's the kind of kid that you want to fight like a man.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. So shout out to him for perfecting that, not only that 13-year-old asshole, but I'm a 13-year-old asshole with privilege. So
Yeah, that's bro. I'm glad you said that because here you have a kid. Not only is he rich, right? Not only is his dad an asshole, so he kind of got that in him already.
Yeah.
He's also he's also an only child.
Yeah.
You feel me? So he doesn't even have siblings to where he has to learn common basic human interaction skills. He gets everything he wants, which makes for the ultimate asshole.
Yes, it does. And we already knew. So man, that sequel would have been crazy, huh?
Doyle was such an asshole that scene where he called his dad, not the one where the woman answered, but originally when he was still at school and called his dad. When I tell my dad about this, you're fired. Yeah. This man took a running start just to kick down the trash can when he saw the janitor cleaning up. Like that, you know how much of a dickhead you got to be to do some shit like that?
Hey.
Like, just see it and just, you know what? I'm going to take a few steps and just kick this bitch over. And didn't say a word. Just kept walking. Didn't look at him, nothing. I just want to kick this.
I think, and I'm not going to jump into, because it's in my scene, but it's later, so I ain't going to jump into it. But the ultimate scene, and I know we both have it down, proves what type of asshole he is.
Which scene?
The car scene.
Oh, man, listen, that's a whole nother thing. That's a whole other thing. But that's my opening scene. I don't know if you want to go next or you want to just keep going down my list. How you want to do this?
Yeah, keep going down your list.
I got to talk. This is my second favorite scene in this movie.
Okay.
All right. Dutch meeting Doyle for the first time.
That's a good ass scene.
It's a great scene, man. And I sent a text to Brian earlier, and I'm going to ask you the same thing. Because, you know, we don't like talking about the movies before we record. Bruh, it's 1991, dog. So all the listeners out there, I want you to, if you were alive, if you were around, fuck y'all to everybody making jokes like 1991.
Yeah, fuck y'all.
But if you think about that time, right? You walk into your private school dorm room. There's some grown man. First of all, you think it's your pops. So that's you already off on the wrong foot. You've been waiting to see your pops and you think it's your pops. So you turn around, you realize it ain't him. It's this grown man that you ain't never seen in your life. You ain't never spoke to him in your life. He going through your things, talking about some, man, I'm here to pick you up from Georgia to Chicago. And you don't know this man from Adam, bro. What's it going to take for you to get in that car, Skool? Like, what does it take? Because it's 1991. You can't look him up. You can't mom text me a picture. You can't Facebook him. You can't Instagram him. Nothing. Like, this is, you got to take his word. Like, I date your mom. We here to go home. Like, what?
Well, this is one of those movie things where it's just like, moms, you ain't gonna give me no heads up, like something like that.
Well, he said, I know your mother called you. What the hell is wrong with you? So I'm sure there was a call that we didn't see. But even then, like, that's why the 1991 part is important. Even then, bro, I don't know. Yes, you know that information, but for you to just be here rummaging, I don't know you. Like, you got to send me a picture. That's literally, I got to call you. You got to describe him, and I got to think, however you describing him, if he doesn't match that to me, then it's a wrap.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
ain't
know, it's just
going.
some wild shit.
Listen, I ain't going, bro.
Yeah, man.
Especially,
Hey,
especially if I'm in the same standing as Doyle. Like I'm rich. I like obviously I can stay here. It's gonna be shitty, but I can. I'm cool. Go ahead.
hey, listen, and that's one thing I will say that I like about Doyle. Doyle's with the shits, man.
Yeah,
Nah,
he
bro.
is.
I'm
He
not about to
is.
be some scared kid. I'm about to
Nope.
whoop your ass, hit him
Yeah.
with the golf club, shot at him.
He did
That man
everything.
said, hey, Dutch said, what the hell? Hit him again. Like, I don't think you know who I am. Like,
Hey,
at this point, it's real. It's dawning on me right now that you have no idea who I am and you think I'm some stranger in your shit.
hey, facts. And shout out to a pimp named Slickback. What he tell him? A time, I think legally now you can hit back.
Yeah, legally now you can whoop him. Like
Yeah,
you,
Dutch.
yeah. At
Dutch probably could
this
have hit
point,
him a couple times.
yeah, man. Nigga said, "Can you say I'm sorry? I hit you with a golf club, kicked your face, smashed your testes, shot you twice. You can't say that. Hey, this that first encounter, bro. Like this is how this trip about to go. Because
Hey.
now as a grown man, Skool, as a grown man,
Mm-hmm.
you're not expecting all that. 13 and you just shot me in. I got to get on the road with you for about 12, 14
Hey,
hours, however long. Like, nah, bro, I ain't going.
this has, bro, this is becoming one of my favorite things that we've been doing is taking movies that we watched at 13
Mm-hmm.
now at 34 and 30, like being on the other side of this, like, bruh,
You wilding, bro.
shout out to Dutch, man.
Because as a grown man, you guys still think that he's 13, like which is old enough,
Yes,
but really ain't old at all.
it ain't old enough at all for real.
So it's almost like, damn, like I said earlier, you really want to fight him like he a grown
Yeah,
man, but you can't. But it takes a lot of self-restraint. That's why when we get to my favorite scene, we'll talk about that too. But that was just an incredible scene, and obviously him being tied up and nigga, you going. Like I'm like,
yeah.
I don't. I told you, mom's you coming, bro. I
Mm-hmm.
don't care.
Yep.
Quick scene, really quick scene. Cumberland Mountains. I
Yeah.
just thought that was hilarious. That's my type of
Hey,
comedy.
yeah.
These are Cumberland Mountains. They're beautiful, ain't they? And it's pitch dark outside, bro.
Pitch
Fuck
dark.
you.
Hey,
Hey, man, fuck you, bro. I'm going to sleep.
going to sleep. And I love it. And Doyle, bro. You could tell what type of people Doyle was hanging around. Like his
Mm-hmm.
insults was just like his intentions were to hurt your feelings. Like
For sure.
straight up,
They cut deep.
always,
Cut deep, man. I
always.
mentioned I mentioned my intro scene to Doyle being one of my favorites. Like that alone, like just how mean he was to that other kid. And just
Mm-hmm.
she's not my ma.
Yeah.
I don't have a ma. You may have
You,
a ma. I have a mother. Bruh, I'll slap the dog shit out of you, bruh. The
hey,
fact he said that I don't have a ma.
yeah, it was
He was
on
like,
his ass.
you
Mm-hmm.
may have a ma.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
on his
man.
ass, bro.
Fuck Doyle.
Even when your man's brought the racy cars, bro. Come on, man. At 13, you know niggas, nah, not him.
But but I get it. I don't get it because he was over the top. But if you look at it from Doyle's perspective, even his mom said, you know, when Dutch said you want to go down and get him, she said, I don't think he'll appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
Like he doesn't want to get to know, and I'll go get him. He doesn't want you. He doesn't want to get to know you, bro. Like it's not
Yeah,
even that. I know my son. He's an asshole, like
yeah,
straight up. And I don't even want to put you through that because he ain't that type that you can charm and win over. Like he is a dickhead.
yep. And
Type
he
of nigga
sure
that
is.
hang the type of nigga that'll hang up on you if you tell him you love him. He's that kind of evil. There were
Straight up.
moments. There were moments. Speaking about combining universes, you
Mm-hmm.
know what I would love to see?
What's that?
I would have loved to see a version of the Good Son where you got two bad motherfuckers.
We,
Them niggas was evil, bro. That car scene, bro, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it because
bruh.
that was some evil shit. That's like throwing something over the bridge or on the highway.
I'll die on this hill that Macaulay Culkin should have been nominated for that movie. I don't. I man,
We'll,
he was
we'll,
phenomenal in The Good Son, bruh.
we'll talk about it one day because a couple
Phenomenal.
months ago it was almost my pick for
Mm-hmm.
Culture Garden.
Mm-hmm.
And I told you and Ray that, so we'll definitely talk about it.
Phenomenal.
But the scene I have after this is just their interaction in the car. There's a segment where you have the car with the heat and the radio and the windows and all of that, just that back and forth. Dutch asking them, smoke bother you? That's all. I've always loved that scene. Smoke bother you? Yes, it does. The nigga pushed in the lighter button.
Hey.
For those who don't know what that is, back in the day, cars used to have lighters in them where you could push the cigarette lighter button and get hot and you could light up whatever you need to light up.
Yep.
Cigars in Dutch's case.
Damn. That definitely damn show. And it's crazy. We were born in that era, and I'm almost forgetting about the motherfuckers.
Yeah, man. You don't see them anymore. You don't see ashtrays and all that. Ashtrays used to come in cars.
Yeah, they don't do that no more. They don't promote smoking for
real. Not at all. And then he made that bet with him. How much? $5,000. He said $5,000. I bet you got it too. Hey. I bet you got it too. Keep it modest. $20.
Hey.
Then he actually put that cigar in the lap, which is good son quality material.
Yep.
Like, bro, that's evil. Like, I'm driving. Mm-hmm. Never mess with the driver. Never mess with the chef.
Yeah.
Ever. Them like the two most important rules in group settings. So the fact that we swerving, I could almost die, and then you talking about, I won the bet. Yeah, he don't care because you're 13. You don't have enough life yet. Everything's a game. It's fun. You need some near-death experiences to realize, oh shit, let me slow down. But obviously he dogs him, kicks him out the car, and that nigga just started throwing shit at the whip. And I think he was gonna let him in because there's a moment when he was like,
"Yep, he was.
Let me be the adult in this situation." And the next thing you know, something hit his whip. Like, oh hell no, this nigga.
Yep.
Would you? And I guess this speaks to the times once again.
Mm-hmm.
But leaving a kid 50 miles away, making him walk in the cold is crazy.
Bro, that's nasty work. You hear me?
Nasty, filthy.
That's insane.
Left his ass.
And hey,
but he told him.
He told him.
Mm-hmm. He told him,
man.
And when he pulled up, he let him know exactly. Like, listen, I'm not your dad. I'm not your uncle. I'm not your grandpa. Bro, I'm not here to play none of this shit with you.
None of it.
If you gotta walk in the snow, you gotta walk.
Mm-hmm.
That's cold, man.
Yeah.
And it's cold just because if something. What are you gonna do if something happens? How are you supposed to go to your girl and say, "Oh yeah, I let your son out the car because he was pissing me off," and made him walk to the hotel, and I ain't seen him again.
And at what point do you worry? You know what I'm saying? Like,
he was concerned.
Yeah,
I think he told that. And for the record, let's say this: I'm sure it wasn't 50 miles.
No,
I'm sure it was probably closer to 5 miles.
Yeah,
it was a nice little haul for a 13-year-old in the middle of the night. That's a nice little walk.
Hey,
he kept looking up, like he was looking out the window waiting on him. Because I'm sure if there was a certain time, he would have gotten the whip and be like, "All right, man, where's this little dude at?"
What point do you, if you Dutch, do you stand your ground though? Like he been through a lot at this point now. Like
after, you give it some time, so you calculate in your head, all right, then how long would this take to walk? And then how long would it take to walk in the cold? All right, I'm gonna give him this amount of time. If he ain't back, then I'm gone. But it's weird because you can't you don't have any connection. You don't have any cell phone, you don't have any of that.
Yeah, that era doesn't exist.
It's a ballsy move. But
yeah,
a very understandable move. In 1991, that was not crazy.
No.
That's that hard, disciplined parenting.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna figure it out. This nigga Puff made. Well, never mind. Let me not break him up. Let me not break him up, man. Let's get to the next scene. Did you have anything else to say about that?
Nah.
So going to the hotel. Going from that scene, just transitioning right to the hotel. When Doyle gets there, like I say, here's something you should know about me, Dale. I don't screw around. You piss me off, I react. Mm-hmm. I'm not your dad. I'm not your grandpa. I'm not your uncle. I'm a working class nobody. And I don't take crap from kiddies. Like, I will make you walk in the cold 5 miles if I need to, bro. Do not play these type of games with me.
Not only that, one of my favorite things is the name change. I told you in one of my favorite sitcoms, Scrubs, every time Dr. what you call, I can't remember his name. Dr. Cox sees a certain doctor. He always called him a new girl's name every time, every episode.
So,
Like
so
Dale,
you
Donald.
school, school.
Yeah.
You know me well enough to know that I wrote down all the names that this nigga said throughout the movie, right? Yeah, man. Call that nigga in order. In order. Daryl, Duncan, Dale, Dobie, Dwight, Dobsy, and Dave. And what's so great about it, School? What's so great about it is, bro, each time he said it so matter-of-factly.
Yep. Like that's his real name.
Like,
Dwight.
didn't even go back to say my bad or oops. He said it. So let me tell you something, Dwight. That was one of my favorites, bro, because I was at the gas station after the car girl was about to rob him. Yeah, man. Let me tell you something. Dobie, Dobsy. Yeah, all that shit, bro. He did not care. He said his mama, he said, yeah, let me go down and get Daryl.
Hey.
Saying that to your moms, bro. Hey. Only time he got his name right is when he had that car in the middle of the road. He thought he was about to get hit.
Yep. And that scene is.
Yeah, so let's talk about it. But I know that you said let's talk about it. But before we do, the last thing about this other scene was when he came in and the way he's so comfortable, close the doors, getting cold.
Yeah.
Where's my bag? Oh, it's in the car. I figured you for dead. And just that giving it right back to him, bro. That's some ill shit to say. And then he goes out, and that leads to the car crash scene. So I want to hear your thoughts on this.
Man, that car crash scene is good, like you said, good sonish. Like who has the mindset to do that all in? He had to come up with that in what, 10 minutes? Like, and that's our ride. That's how we getting home.
He don't care. Because you don't think about that stuff as that's what comes with living. My granddad would tell us, bro, keep on living.
Keep on living.
If you don't have a sense of fiscal responsibility and what it takes to survive and to take care of your things, it won't matter, bro. That's a car. And he rich. Like if in my family, if something wrong with the whip, we get another one.
For a minute or maybe a minute and a half, I'm gonna let this motherfucker think that I'm dead, and he's gonna have to tell my mom that. Like,
that's evil. He evil, bro. That's a good son. Good son, bro. He's an evil kid.
Bro, that'd have been the end of the movie. Because I'd have called his moms and said, I'd have looked at the highway marker. I'd have said 45, 9, I-75. Click. Goodbye. Figure it out.
Nah, because crashing your whip on purpose. That's crazy.
Come on, bruh.
So they were in Tennessee when they got the fireworks. They can't be. Tennessee's a long state to drive through.
Yes, it is.
Especially if you're going through. So you probably go through Kentucky and then they still got a nice little day or so as far as traveling.
Facts.
I don't want to step on things that bother me, but we'll get to it at some point. And then obviously that leading to the fight.
Yep.
The biggest thing with the crash is I hated when the driver came out. Like, he came out of nowhere, bro. That car was sitting there. I work in insurance. If I was investigating your claim, you at fault, bro. You should have been seen that with.
Yeah, he's super trash. He
came out of nowhere, but I'd have said the same. I don't know what the fuck.
Now, this is one of the things that I didn't like and was very corny about this movie, and I guess this is things that bother me. But they kept making an emphasis of doing shit where another man or even another person, but it was more men, that you better listen to your dad. You better make sure you like, that was always the end message in everything that happened. Like, come on, bro. We get it.
Well, real quick, just because it ties with the scene, this is a big thing in my things about it. When he said, if it wasn't for your daddy, I'd have busted every bone in your body. How? What did he do?
Right.
You just said he came out of nowhere. He would have been in the car. Like, what did his dad do to stop you from busting his bone? You hit the whip. He just happened to be smart enough to get out of it.
Right. Yeah.
Like, I hate that line because there's nothing he could have done to stop that, bro. You was getting smacked.
Yeah, shit smacked. Yeah. What you
Obviously,
should be thanking him for is he ain't shit trying to press no charges on your dumb ass.
Nah, that's real. Shout out to them, man, for sticking together, telling that story to the cops, man. Shit. Paid them off, man. That's some real mob activity. Real mob activity, man. And then leading to the fight into the hotel room when he didn't do the karate. Now here's your little digits. Like he told him. Remember when Shannon when Skip told Shannon, put your glasses back on. That's the same way he told him put his hands. Get your hands down. He said, "Oh, I want to go. I'd love to go." My favorite scene in the movie.
Okay.
Them getting robbed and Dutch calling it quits.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously the call girls come.
I love him pretending to be poor. Bruh. Doyle has no idea what that is. He doesn't even like just him doing all that shit. Like he don't know what that shit is. Pretend to be poor. What the fuck?
I'm really shocked that Doyle was even going for any of this shit.
Yeah.
Doyle would have been at the payphone so quick, like, nah, bro. I don't like y'all, but I don't like him more.
Exactly.
So somebody gotta get me. So y'all gotta get me together.
Yeah, facts.
But I understand it. Like I said, it's good for the movies, but the call girls come in. Obviously, we see that Dutch falls asleep. He gets robbed for his wallet. She's trying to get the ring, but can't get it. There's a nice little weird bonding session.
Yeah.
I thought it was weird that Brock, maybe I'll visit you sometime. It's like, you ain't about to visit this kid. Like, why you doing
too much?
He believe in it. He believe in it. Shit, nigga, I still fall for the I'm still up text. Shit, so I know he believe in that. I'm gonna be up. Yeah, I'll be up. Just hit me up. All right.
Hey, you dumb, bro.
So I don't even know why he was doing that, but I love when they actually in the restaurant. We got time to eat. Oh, obviously, yeah. Dutch is already on it. So you know what? Me and you were sitting in the back seat because what that missile twister can teach you, you don't need to learn until you get to prison. You know what I mean? He said she's not like that. She listens. Nigga said that's her job.
That's her job. Hey.
And then obviously realizing that they got robbed, and this is when the scene heats up for me. Realizing they got robbed, and everything just boils over. There's just a certain art and a certain fascination with watching people hit that point where you really don't care. I don't give a fuck no more. Yeah. And it's not an angry I don't give a fuck. There's two different types. There's the angry version, and then there's the one that's even more scary where you just accept it.
Yeah,
just accept it. This is what it is.
Shaking your head, smiling.
Because he first got angry. Like, you weren't so spoiled. If you weren't such a little spoiled brat, I wouldn't have had to come down here for you. And Doyle, rightfully so, you volunteered to do that. You know what? You're right. You're right. It ain't my fault. It's your mom's fault because she birthed you. You know what I mean? He was just defeated. He was like, watching this scene reminds me of the famous news clip with the black dude.
Yeah.
The fuck is that?
Doing it so big.
I'm dying in this country ass fucked up town. I can't see shit. Got this pollen, buzz flying. Man, let's get the fuck up out this country, motherfucker.
Hey,
just the way he was just kind of like, man, what the fuck? Like, Doyle was at that point, or excuse me, Dutch. Nah, man, cool. He said, you talk to your mom and you tell her I said good luck.
Yeah, straight up. It remind me of we was just doing on Culture Garden all about the Benjamins. Quit again. Quit again. Quit another time. Like,
I don't care, bro. I'm done. I'm tired of working with you. I'm tired of doing all that shit. Yep. And you could tell he didn't care because I love his. Doyle said she's gonna blame me. I'll write you a letter. Nice letter. Like,
nice letter.
Trust me, I'll take it all off of you, bro.
Yep.
Whatever I got to do to get away from you.
Yes.
Because I'm not with it. I'm not with it, man. I've talked to you until I can puke coat hangers. I'm me and you. I don't see why we got to hang out with each other anymore. Man. We ain't. Yep. This ain't working out, bro. And then he hit her with the something that Doyle needed the most in this movie. Like, I don't know why you care. You hate her.
Oh man, he was salty.
I never said I hate her. All right, man. Go. Hey, go. Hey. Skool, I know you love this part.
Hey.
Go and make the call so I can have some peace, huh?
Hey, huh?
Give him a little beat it. Beat it, man.
Hey,
Get out of here, man.
not only
I
that,
told you.
not only do I love that part, but I love the part when he asked her. He said, "Did she really think I hate her?" He just turned around
Yeah, bro.
and bent over like.
Before, because remember before that Skool, remember he said, I never said I hate my mom. For the record, kiss my ass for the record, nigga. Get the fuck away from me, bro. I told you I'm done. And
He
then
was
your part,
fed
Skool,
up.
like you just said, that's the funniest part.
Yeah.
Has she ever said that she thinks I hate her? He didn't say a word. Nigga got up out his seat, turned around, and bent the fuck over. I told you to kiss my ass, bro. Get the fuck out of here. It's my favorite scene in the whole movie, bro. He was done.
He was done with that shit, man. Oh
Yeah,
my
man.
god, this movie's stupid, man.
He said, "Yeah, tell them you busted. You go do it to somebody. You busted my balls. Congratulations, bro. I
Yep,
didn't
you
want to
won.
lose to a kid. I didn't want to lose to a kid, but you won. You got it. You got it. But I tell your mom, I said, good luck. I'm out.
Yep.
You know a kid got to be bad if you saying fuck the moms.
Not only that, you tell her. I don't even want to talk to her.
I don't want to talk to
I'm
her.
cool.
Yeah. And same thing his pops did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I haven't got in contact with him. You'll be speaking to him, right? Why don't you tell him?
Hey.
She the bad news. There's no way. There's gonna be years of therapy for Doyle.
Yeah, man. His pops wasn't shit either, boy.
Nah, he wasn't, man. And then the last thing that I really have is kind of wrapped up into one.
Yeah.
Them being at the Center for Misplaced Families, I just thought that was a good, obviously, lesson between Doyle and the girl and sharing and just kind of realizing the other side of the coin.
Yeah.
You are in the 1%. You are in the minority when it comes to wealth.
Yep.
This is how a lot of people are living. You tag that with the conversation that he was having with the black woman.
Yep.
Just about, seeing your mom and just, like I said, knowing what's important in life. Him and Dutch finally having a moment in a true Dutch fashion. You still gonna shoot me? Yes, like definitely. And then the bed breaking. I thought the bed breaking, just that whole gag was funny to me because I couldn't. If you in a big space like that and everybody trying to sleep, your bread just and it's not quiet either. It's loud as hell. It's gonna wake everybody up.
Yep.
It happens 3 or 4 times. Then you flow right into them getting a ride to the crib. Dad showing up. I ain't here to see you, bro. You lied to me. I wanted to be with mom. Dad talking that rah-rah shit. And then Dutch going outside like, huh? What you said? I can't hear you. Monday?
Yeah.
And he led us with it earlier when, you have a problem because the last guy that hit me has a dent in his head about the size of my pinky ring. And he dribbles when he smiles. He did that to his pop. So a great way of the movie tying all that together.
Yeah.
And obviously the moral of the story, everything cool. And that last shot at the end. He said, hey, why don't you go and I got something in my coat for your mom, man. It's special. Tells her to move out the way, pulls the gun out. Like, yeah, nigga, I ain't forget.
I owe you one.
Bruh. And I think it's even better that they were cool. He probably enjoyed it more because I'm not, you know that I was not letting this go.
Yep.
All the shit we've been through on this trip, bro, I'm shooting you in your ass, bro. I'm shooting you.
Yes, sir. Reminds me of How I Met Your Mother. If you know, you know, huh?
One of my favorite shows, man. I love this show.
Yeah.
Hate the last season. Last season, one of the worst seasons of television I've ever seen in my life. But I love that show. First 8 seasons were strong.
Yeah.
But that's all I got, brother. That's all I got for scenes.
Man, you got all the
went through.
Yeah. Do you have any quotes?
Yes. I said a couple of them. You hurt her and I'll hit you so fucking hard your dog will bleed. She's not my ma. Dutch telling this nigga, I may not look like I can finance a trip to the zoo.
Hey, you hear him talking stupid.
A cult classic line from this movie. If you watch it, one of probably the most famous lines for people. Nothing burps better than bacon.
Yeah.
Your water look tasty. Funny for some reason, this line is always hilarious to me. When Doyle asked Dutch, like, you don't have a plan, do you? I got a rough outline because that's all we got in life, man. We all got a rough outline. We're just trying to make it work.
That's a fact. And
then I said the last quote, the last guy who punched me has a dent in his forehead the size of my pinky ring, and he dribbles when he smiles. So
you got all that. I have all that. The The other one I have is because I'm because I'm 15,000 cheeseburgers ahead of you. And you might be the toughest whacker in junior high school, but in my world, you're worrisome as a cloudy day. Like,
Yeah, was that the same scene when he said I can have you prosecuted? He
yeah.
said prosecuted in big people's court or in some kiddie court where if I'm found guilty, I gotta roll in the ground in snow or make a bed with my teeth. Hey, he had no regard for Doyle, bro. I'm not
He
barring you,
meant
bro.
that
Get the
shit.
fuck out
I'm
of here.
not worried about you, kid. You're a
Have
kid.
me prosecuted, man. Shut the fuck up. Because
You're
imagine if a 13-year-old come up to, I'll have you prosecuted. Man, shut up.
you a little guy, huh?
Yeah, you a little nigga, man.
You're a
Get the
little
fuck out of
guy.
here.
Man.
Can I talk about things that bother me real quick?
Yep. Go
I
on.
got two things.
Okay.
One of them's big, one of them's not.
Okay.
One of them's more so if I was in that situation. But why y'all blasting music on the bus like that, bro?
Shit's stupid.
Yeah, I don't know if that's things that bother me or wouldn't let that happen to me, but I'd have been on the same shit Doyle said, yo, turn that shit down. I'm upset when I'm in public and people be talking on their speakerphones or playing music from their phone, waiting in line at the store or some shit. That shit irritates me. All these earbuds and headphones around.
That shit is so crazy to me.
That shit's ridiculous, man. And then the big one that I have about this film is at the end.
I know what
So
you're
the
gonna
black family drives them home.
Mm-hmm.
And we see the kind of condition their car is in.
Mm-hmm.
Running condition, don't look the best on the outside, but it runs. Gets them to where they need to be. I'm pulling up to this big ass mansion. I done passed sign Dutch Dooley Construction. Call the office on Monday and I'll see what I can do. Nah, bruh. Get that man a job.
Yeah.
Ain't no I see what I can do. This is your shit. You own it.
Facts.
Get him a job.
Mm-hmm.
He just helped out in the clutch, man. That shit bothers me so much when he said, I'll see what I can do. Nigga,
you know what?
I just pulled up to this big ass mansion, bruh.
Mm-hmm.
Your rich ass ain't got no way to hold, bruh. You ain't even, I don't even know if you gave me no gas money because your wallet's stolen. Come on, man. I just told you I'm living out the back of my whip. You see my little daughter? Shit.
Hey, said he gonna see what he can do. Shit.
Teach me the motherfucking game, Ghost.
Hey, you know what I thought you was gonna say?
What's that?
Old girl answering the phone.
Which one? Oh, some kid?
Yeah.
He's sleeping. Yeah, because who you think that is?
That definitely bothers me, especially because he reached for the phone, so he knew that he needed to answer that phone. And she just nah, man. Come on, man.
Especially because he asked, because the only way you can shoot bail is if you were to say, for the last time, this Erica, all the crank calling, you know, they had a TV show called Crank Anchors because back when house phones were still a thing, you could really, before caller ID, you can really prank call people, or you can just really get the wrong number.
Yeah.
And fuck people up because, you know, I just never thought about this until now. Before cell phones and we stored contacts, you just had to know numbers by heart, or you had a phone book that you wrote them down, but you couldn't just hit somebody's name and it gets to them. Like, no matter how many times you called them, you still had to type in. That's why I remember 513-522-3866. Certain numbers I'll never forget because this is years and years and years of learning it.
Just dialing that bitch.
Yeah, man. So I don't even know where I was going with all that because I got caught up in that back in the day type shit. But what were we talking about? My bad.
Talking about prank calling and
yeah, but what was I even talking about? Prank calling. Why was I saying that? Oh, because the woman answered the phone.
Yes.
Yeah, so you could have gotten, you know, a lot of missed dials and all that could have slid, but the fact that he asked for him specifically,
he's sleeping. Like, well,
and what's really messed up is if you going back to 1991, he knew, but he couldn't even call back because I don't even know where you called from, bro. Like maybe at the star 69, you. So I don't know.
Damn.
Did you have anything outside her?
That's it.
What we got next, brother?
Well, what's next is my trivia. And I don't pretty much all the trivia that I have, we've already said about you know, who was supposed to be in the movie. And that was it. And the other thing I had was just the this movie was with the operations, Curly Sue and Home Alone was all in the same universe. That was the only thing that I had. So
I
outside of
got
that, if you have anything, mention it. Go for it.
yeah. Just real quick, just to piggyback off what you said, the universe.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Doyle and his family, their surname is Standish, which is the same name that he used in the Breakfast Club.
Mm.
Claire Standish from Molly Ringwald's character. So with that
Okay.
being the same universe, I don't know. They
Mm.
didn't mention Breakfast Club as part of this, but I just noticed that.
Yeah, yeah. Huh.
The film was mentioned in passing in an episode of Married with Children. It was an episode
Okay.
where they were on an in-flight. It was an in-flight movie on their way to London, and they just kind of made a joke about it because it failed at the box office. It's making
Right.
fun of itself. And one that I know that you will really love and appreciate. The GOAT, EGOT winner, one of the greatest to ever do anything that anybody's ever been paid to do, Quincy Jones.
Yes.
He actually attended and was a part of the recording sessions for the score of this film, and he actually performed on the piano for a few tracks.
Okay then.
Some of the
Okay.
piano notes that you hear is actually Quincy Jones.
Yeah. Okay then.
Once again, y'all, John Hughes was a big deal.
Yes. Yes.
I can play piano in the John Hughes movie. Hell yeah, I'm jumping on it.
Yep. Yep. If John Hughes tell you he got some shit cooking up, and he might want you to come listen or see or do or whatever, you gonna be there. Shit.
Facts.
Give a fuck who you is. So yeah, that's a fact. So the last thing we have is our rating system. And as you know, my rating system, it's my shit, my show. My rating system is hell yeah, shit yeah, fuck yeah. So would you watch this again?
Every Thanksgiving, bro. Every
So
Thanksgiving. Fuck yeah. Every
fuck yeah,
Thanksgiving I watch this film.
Thanksgiving.
Every single one. Like I tell everybody, or said at the beginning, I'm the one that hit you on some, like, well, we should do Dutch for Thanksgiving. It
Yep.
randomly hit me because I
Yep.
was getting ready to watch it because this is that time of the year.
Yep.
It worked out perfectly to be released when it is now. So absolutely, it's a classic in my eyes.
Yes.
I'll never stop watching Dutch.
Yep. Fuck yeah. Every Thanksgiving. It's a classic. As you watch this right now, it's Thanksgiving. So happy Thanksgiving to you and your family, good brother. And I know you're gonna be doing your thing and out of town. So
yeah, man.
yeah.
Same to you. Same to you, man, and everybody out there listening. Obviously, won't get too heavy into it, but they're, beyond all of the bullshit, I guess, that comes with Thanksgiving, it is a good time to celebrate and be with your family. I won't say celebrate, but just have some good quality family time.
Yes.
Good eating, all of that stuff. Celebrate how you want to, because obviously the history and the origin of Thanksgiving, as we were taught, is not true. But like I said, don't want to get too heavy, get too deep. Enjoy the time with your family, your loved ones. If you watch football, enjoy the games, all of that kind of good stuff. So yeah, shout out to y'all for listening.
Yes, we appreciate you as always for checking out the Guilty Pleasures. Man, oh man, do I have a treat for you next week? Or excuse me, couple weeks from now.
I don't even know what it is. So I'm excited.
Oh yeah, buddy.
I'm not on this. Whatever it is, I'm not on it, right?
No.
Okay.
No. By the way, there will be a few John Hughes classics will be on here, especially Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Like we got to do that. Definitely
100%.
That. So, with that being said, I appreciate you, brother. Love you as always. Always there for me when I need you. I'm thankful for you. Pun intended.
Love, man.
Yes,
man. Appreciate you always, man. Always got your back. Been doing this since 1989. So, my dog.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? My brother, my dog, my family, all of that, man. I love you, kid.
Love you too, brother. Appreciate you. Hey, shout out to all the listeners. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank you again for everything. With that being said, I'm out this bitch.
We out.
Peace.